What's a memory from your childhood that always brings a smile to your face when you think about it? My dad and I were playing with Star Wars toys on the floor of my room. Shoes and whatever else was around were being used as barricades and cover for our armies. My rebel army was beating his stormtrooper army. When he only had a few soldiers left, he loudly declared, "The Death Star is now operational." He took his arms and swept my rebel army away and tossed a few in the air while making explosion sounds. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I was outraged and laughing at the same time. Good times. When me and my best friend were 6 years old, we really wanted to build a shack shed in his backyard. We asked our parents and they said no because lumber was expensive, ink planks and other pieces of wood that other people had thrown out in the area. And we somehow managed to Frankenstein together a disgusting looking shack that still stands in his backyard to this day. We used it as storage for toys, and we often hung out on the roof. This was about 15 years ago. Me, my two sisters, and my brother were at the neighborhood park, and my sister found a baby bird laying on the playground. And got a shoebox and paper towels, and we brought the bird home. Our grandma took us to the wildlife rehab center with it, and they took care of the bird. I guess it was a baby who had a broken wing. The people at the rehab let us name the bird. We named as Morris, and he ended up making a full recovery over time. One random childhood memory when I got away with it. It was the day I silently farted a stinky one in elementary school. One kid in my class was blaming another kid, and they got into an argument. Our teacher then said the whole class would be punished unless someone admitted to it. I can't remember what the class punishment was, but I chuckle when I think about it because no one suspected me as I had a goody-two-shoes reputation. Grew up in the middle of 5 brothers. There was a period of time that all of us were required by our wardens to spend X amount of time outside before TV video games. We would walk lap after lap around our house on an elaborate quest against the bad guys, with more of our characters from whatever Toonami show we were obsessed with at the time. Just hours of wandering around the yard pretending to fight bad guys. Massive snow happened when I was around 8 or 9. Good friend and I rolled these massive snowballs by rolling them all the way around my house. Legit, these snowballs ended up being almost as tall as we were. I think my mum even took a photo of us with the massive snowballs. I also didn't know it then, but he would be dead within a little more than a decade. Still miss you every day, man. One summer my friends and I put on a backyard magic show. For the finale, I volunteered to saw my neighbor Sally in half using a tow saw. Except as I started sawing, I felt something wet. She'd had an accident in the cardboard box. We all laughed so hard at the unmagical end to our show. Just thinking of little soggy Sally always puts a smile on my face. My kids and really anything we do together. To choose one, I would say it's when I taught them how to ride their bikes. That is such a big deal to me. Once a kid is on a bicycle, it's on. We're one step closer to motorcycles, which is a staple of my household fun and adventures. I could go on and on about stuff we do together. The lads and I used to get into a fair bit of mischief when we were young. Never too bold, but 100 towed the line of legal at times. Very much a stand-by-me friendship. We've all moved on and out into the world. Oceans and continents between us. Haven't spoken in years. The stories I could tell. One memory that always brings a smile to my face is when my family and I went camping in the mountains. We roasted marshmallows around the campfire, told stories, and laughed together under the starry sky. It was a magical time of bonding and enjoying nature without any distractions. When I was in kindergarten, I pinched my finger. And then I told everyone I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. But in Russian it should have sounded I blew. At that time I was still trying to learn to say the letter R. I'm a bitch. I blew. Doing double Dutch jump rope with the girls on my elementary school playground. My buddies wanted me to play touch football, but I loved the rhymes that they made up too much. You're the only boy who jumps our rope. All your friends call you a dope. I'm always fond of how when I was little I could always walk down our street and find kids to play with. I never went outside and was lonely. I feel like it is so hard to do that nowadays. There is a stigma about approaching people you don't know. Halloween in 7th grade. Basically a short war between my friends and any other group of 7th graders we came into contact with. Our ammunition was shaving cream, eggs, silly string, and shards of smashed pumpkins. As a child, I once stumbled upon a box of forgotten toys in the attic. Among them was a cherished teddy bear, worn from years of love, but still brimming with comforting memories. Me and some kids on my street formed a band in my garage. We made our own instruments, and I played the cardboard box drums. I'd give anything to hear how awful that all sounded. Either a TV dad from an 80s sitcom, or a wonderful, respected teacher at grade school. The bonus is praising my late mother for watching me grow and grow like everyone else. Me, my bro, and 3 cousins all at my non's for a big sleepover, ma. Just that alone was the best weekends ever. Rip non and longer speak to my 3 cousins' happy sad memories. I remember going to Six Flags with mom and dad when I was like 7. I think that's the last time we ever went together that it was just fighting non-stop. I remember when I was a kid and thought girls only played with dolls, an unusual girl showed up at my house who wanted to fight me with swords, plastic OFC. Sneaking into the kitchen at midnight to make absurdly huge ice cream sundaes with my siblings. Trying to be quiet, but inevitably bursting into giggles. I once dragged an old gum all machine from alley to alley, eventually getting it home. We smashed the shit out of it and ate like kings for a night. At Little League practice one day, a police car drove up and the officer leaned out the window. Someone called about stolen bases. My happy memory is forever on YouTube. I go back to it from time to time and just watch it. I miss them friends. When my dad is still alive, see him do dad things when I was 5 years old. I can't barely remember him. My grandmother playing with my hair. That made me sleep, and I've never slept better than that. Having the TV to myself the day Live Aid was on. So much music and a free gaff. I was 10D when my neighbor kid found hardcore photos of his mom that his dad had hidden. Seeing my dog and family after a summer camp. Missed them so much. My first kiss. She was a hottie, and I liked her very much. Being with my family living where we did in my childhood.